Namaskar. I'm Dilip Sonar. I live in Melbourne, Australia. I'm a certified yoga teacher, and my special interest is in pranayam. And my specific interest in pranayam is not without reason. About 20 years ago, I started having these episodes which then I didn't know, and I came to know later on, are called mania's high drops. So what used to happen was, without warning, I would suddenly get vertigo, severe vertigo, such that I wasn't able to actually balance myself. I had to somehow find a place where I can sit down, close my eyes for a while, and let the vertigo pass. What started as occasional episodes soon aggravated to very frequent and lengthy episodes. So at times, the episodes would last for 8 days, and I was almost becoming bedridden. I tried many things, many doctors to diagnose what is happening and why it was happening, and most importantly, how do I control the symptoms and cure the condition that I have. After a lot of visits to various doctors, it was diagnosed that I have a condition called manias, which is basically a malfunction in the endolymphatic sacs in the middle ear, in my left ear. Tried all the medicines, didn't help. And finally, it came to a situation where the doctor said, look, the only thing we can do in this condition is to sever your nerve that sends balancing signals to the brain. However, if we do that, your vertigos will go, but you will lose your hearing as well. Well, I was about getting ready for that surgery. The only problem was that the doctor said there are 80% chances that this would go to the other ear as well. And that wasn't a very good situation to be in. However, one of my best friend, he came to my rescue, and he said, why don't you try what's called as pranayam? And while I had read some books and heard about it, but I never practiced it seriously. So I said, yeah, why not? I'll give it a go. So I traveled to India. I was fortunate enough and lucky enough to be able to contact one of very famous yoga teachers who actually brought pranayams to ordinary people in India and abroad. I sat with him nearly 3 weeks and practiced seriously what he taught me. In 3 months, I could feel the difference. Fast forward another 6 months, and I thought I was completely cured. At least the symptoms had vanished. And that triggered my interest in pranayam. I have first-hand experienced the benefits of pranayam. And then I went back a few times and did a course in pranayam, and actually the complete yoga. And as you would know, pranayam is part of the complete yoga suite of practices. So what I intend to do in these series of videos is to give basic idea about the different schools, the bare fundamentals, different schools of thoughts, what precautions you should take, what preparations you should make, and then share few basic practices with you. And finally, I give you a practice video. So let's get started. However, before we do that, I would like you to take a moment to read the disclaimer. No claim is implicitly or explicitly made that the practices shared through these videos cure any physical or psychological condition. Please consult your doctors or advisors before following any of the practices shared in these videos. Experiments with breathing can be dangerous. Do not practice any breathing exercise without consulting a qualified professional. No liability is accepted for any harm caused by following the practices shared in these videos. If you feel any discomfort while following the practices shared through these videos, please stop those practices immediately and consult a qualified professional. So, what I thought we would do is to take a look at certain fundamentals of yoga, and then in the next video consider what precautions and preparations we should take before we start following the practices. Contrary to the popular belief, yoga is not just the asanas or the postures. The postures are part of a complete suite of practices, or that makes up yoga. And there are two main schools of thought as to what practices make up yoga. And the first school of thought is Patanjali Yoga Sutras, quite popular. Patanjali Yoga Sutras, or Patanjali's collection of aphorisms on yoga, state that there are 8 parts or limbs to the complete yoga practice, and which is why it is called as Ashtanga Yoga. Ashta means 8 and Anga means limbs. So Ashtanga Yoga is 8-limbed yoga practice. And according to Patanjali, these limbs or parts are Yama, that is external discipline; Niyama, internal discipline; Asana, the popular postures; Pranayama, breath control; Pratyahara, withdrawal; Dharana, concentration; Dhyana, meditation; and Samadhi, that is full absorption. So these 8 parts, according to Patanjali, make up complete yoga practice. And what he advises is that we follow these 8 parts in that sequence. The other school of thought is based on Hatha Yoga. And some of you may have heard the term Hatha Yoga. There are a few popular texts on Hatha Yoga. One is Hatha Yoga Pradipika, and the other is Gheran Samhita. And according to this school of thought, yoga is made up of 7 parts or 7 limbs. The popular text, Gheran Samhita, in verse 9, chapter 1, states that Shodhanam Drudata Chaiva, Sthiryam Dhairyam Chalaghavam, Pratyaksham Cha Nirliptam Cha, Ghatasya Sapta Sadhanam. So, Shodhanam, Drudata, Sthirya, Dhairya, Laghav, Pratyakshatva, and Nirliptam. These are the 7 parts of yoga. And it then goes further and states as to how do you actually achieve these goals, these 7 goals. So it says you achieve purification or shodhanam by practicing Shatkarma, that is 6 processes of cleansing. You achieve Dhrudata or Stairya by practicing asanas or postures. You attain Stairya or steadiness by practicing various mudra or practicing mudra practice. And you attain Dhairya or calming by practicing Pratyahara or withdrawal. Laghava or lightness by practicing pranayam or breath control. Pratyakshatva or direct perception by practicing dhyana or meditation. And nirliptam, that is isolation, by practicing samadhi or full absorption. So these 2 schools of thought propose pretty much similar ways of practicing yoga. So as you can see, pranayam has been included in both schools of thought as an essential part of a complete yoga practice. So this sutra refers to Nadi purification. And I would just like to take a moment to actually go through the concept of Nadi. So Nadi actually means, there's no equivalent one word, but you can think of it as a channel. So in our body, there are different channels. Channels for transferring blood, channels for transferring electric impulses, and even more important, are channels for transferring energy within our body. And these channels get blocked for one or the other reasons, for our habits, for not following good practice of eating, exercises, and so on and so forth. So there are blockages which tend to come up within the nadis, and so the energy flow is not free. And that purification is stated to be the prerequisite of pranayama. That will be all in this video. In the next video, we'll see what preparations one should make and what precautions one should take before adopting these practices. I'll see you in the next video. Namaskar.